Okay, so what I'm working with today, this is something that's, well, it's new to me. It's probably not new. I didn't know they made it. But last week I was playing with the Vaseline resist, and I got to thinking about the resist I used to use when I did watercolors. The thing I didn't like about it is it dried up so fast, or it was unusable so fast, and if you didn't use it all the time and keep it stirred, you ended up with a mess. And I went looking, I thought, well, I'll try it one more time and get another bottle of it, but I found this. It's Pebeo masking fluid marker, and it's just like a Posca pen. You have to really shake it to get it going, and it's white to start it. The tip is white to start, but now as you can see it's blue. And you have to keep priming it until you can get that stuff to come down. So I'm going to try it today and see how it works. First I'm going to try it with just paint over it. I'm going to do it on one of my old gel prints, and then I'm going to put some paint over the top and see how that looks. Then I'm going to try gel printing over the top. So we'll see how it works, or if it works. I don't know. I've never used this before. So I'm going to get an old gel print. Well, that's a little dark. Let's try something light, maybe yellow or something. Oh, how about this one? This is super light. And I'm going to paint over it with these paints that I got for Christmas that I haven't used very much, but I'm starting to experiment with them. These are handmade acrylics from this GPS Art. And if you go to the website, I'll put a link to their website below. It's fascinating because they go to Mexico and other places and they dig the pigments. So these are all unique. And he specially made these for me from a friend of mine. She's friends with him. And he specially made me these for Christmas. And my friend got me these, and he even sent this lovely little letter with it showing me the pigments and the test for the pigments. So it was lovely. And these are a fluid acrylic. And I haven't done a lot with them yet. But I don't want to use them all up because I have plans for them, but we're going to try them on this. The colors are just incredible. So I've got this all primed, and I'm just going to draw leaves or something on here, and then we're going to see what happens. Yeah, we'll just draw some leaves. And it's hard to see on this blue on blue, but I'm just using this for a test to see what's going to happen. I don't know if I've primed this well enough. And I might want to do this on a white paper. We'll do a little bit on this one so we can see what it does, and then I'll do it on a white paper so you can see what I'm doing. And I suppose you can fill in areas and this is just the same kind of resist you use when you're doing watercolor. I think it's a waxy resist. Sort of like a liquid wax. And we're going to let that dry for a minute, and I'll do it on this so you can see, hopefully. And it should resist the paint and leave, in this case, white lines. I want to see, what I really wanted to see was, can I do that? First I want to see if it works, period. And then I want to see, does this work to gel print over? Because there's some interesting things you can do if it will. And I'm just doing some scrub things here. Keep priming and shaking it. And it comes in different nib sizes. I was disappointed because this one was supposed to come with an extra nib, but I didn't see it in the package. Now let's try filling in this one right here. Alright, let's just let that dry. Is this one dry? Yeah, this one looks dry. Let's just go over it with just a little bit of paint and see what happens. Just a little bit. Let me put it on a section of deli paper to pour my paint on, because it is fluid. I've got it shaken out, but we'll see. You just put it all over me. Yeah. I'll use me first. And we're going to see if it's going to resist at all. Alright, this brush is garbage. But all my good ones are in the house of being washed, so. Now can you see how it's resisting where the line is? When it dries, I can peel that up. When the paint dries, I can peel it up and we can see. On this one, it's hard for me to see where I painted. But I can see how it is resisting. Pulling back from where the let's get another color. I'm going to put it on thicker this time. I don't know if I shook this one enough. These are nice acrylics. I like what they do. For me, they're kind of a cross between watercolor and acrylic. Yeah, I'm using colors that are too close to what's already on there, but you can get the picture here. Look at how nice that is. You can see where it's resisting really well right in here. Alright, let's try it on the paper. Let's see what it's going to do. That should give us more of an idea what the resist is going to do. And then I'll draw one up. This is genuine Mayan indigo blue. It is so pretty. I'm not using it very heavy. I'm going to let these dry and then I'm going to come back and you have to peel the resist off when it's done. That's a little bit wet still right there. These colors are so pretty. Give it some texture to see if we can really see where the line is when it's done. And we'll see if it's resistant. It might not work. I don't know. I've never tried this before. We'll let it dry and then we'll pull it away and see if we can really see where that line is. And while that's drying, I'm going to take this yellow sheet and I'm going to make some designs on it. And then I'm going to print over this in black. So I'll shut the camera off while I make the design so my camera don't run out. Okay, so those two are drying, the first two, and I went over these with the, I just went over where the leaf was on this with the resist. And this one I don't know if you really can't see. It is shinier, but I just went over it with dots and swirls and stuff. And we're going to print these in black and see what happens. The other ones aren't quite dry, but you can see it did resist well. I went back over the blue one with red because it wasn't showing up really well for the camera. But the first blue one I did, you can see that. You see where it's resisting? Now when it's dry, you just rub it off with your fingers or an eraser, a gum eraser, but I'm going to let those dry and I will put photographs of those. I can't see which is the front on this. Oh. Well, I guess this is the front. It doesn't matter. But we're just going to use carbon black, and we're just going to go over these two and see what happens. It works painting over it. I am going to be using it. The thing is, it doesn't draw as well as a, say, Posca pen does. I mean, where you prime it and then you can draw quite a long time and then you have to prime it again. This you have to keep priming. It's just not as efficient as a Posca pen for staying primed. Yeah, I'm going to be wearing this if I'm not careful. I think I'm doing the back side of my gel plate, so it's probably not going to print real well. Let's try this squiggly line one first. See what happens. Now, there's going to be paint on the resist, but when you clean it off, that's when the sharper, clearer line shows up. You'll have to clean it off to see the real effect of it. But you actually can see the look, because I made little star designs. You can see them. We'll see when we clean it off if it's really worth doing. Alright, let's put some more on here. Probably using too much. We'll put a little bit and then we'll really distribute it. Putting it on and pulling it off until we get a thin coat. I haven't taped my stuff down today because I haven't been out here all morning. Alright, last try, and then we'll see what we see. Now this one I'm going to push down hard. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. It shouldn't stick where the resist is, no matter how hard you push down. But we'll see. We won't be able to see until you clean this one off, though. You can see some areas where the resist is. But when this is dry, I will come in with a gum eraser and clean it up. And then we'll be able to see the picture, hopefully. Like I said, this is just an experiment. I like to experiment with things. And if it doesn't work, I'll go back to using the resist in a bottle. But like I said, the one thing I don't like about it is if you don't keep using it and I turn around and get ready to use it and it's no good. It's dried up and and I've had that happen with ones that were never even opened. So that's what bugs me about the resist. I have to buy it when I'm ready to use it up, and then that's it. So, okay, like I said, you can see how these are resisting already, where I painted it on. Can you see that where I drew the leaves? But it remains to be seen if it's going to work where we gel printed it. But it will be interesting if we can use it to reuse gel prints. That's one of the main things I'm looking for, ways to reuse them. When you're doing collage, you could draw things on and do a resist and then use the pieces. So there's lots of things we could use them for. Alright, I will be back when I've got some results. Okay, So did it work? Yes. I'm going to show you how, before I show you the other results, I'm going to show you how I removed it. See, I've done most of this one. And you can see this is how it comes up, this right here. Just take your finger and rub back and forth. See how it comes up when you rub it? And you can use a gum eraser for this too. I just decided this is what most people, they have fingers, so I do it this way to show you. And you can see where you've left it because it's shiny compared to the paint. So, and that's beautiful. This is out of that GPS Arts colors, that red. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to do more with those paints. I'll put a link below to his site. It's so fascinating because they dig the pigments themselves. Alright, here's that blue, the two different blues. And you can see that one was a much cleaner line because I was going slow. Here is it using it on the gel press, on the gel plate. I don't know if I've done as good a job removing this one. And you can feel it where you haven't removed it. See, I can feel I hadn't removed it there. So more of it's coming up as I do it. And this is the one where I did the just squiggles and atomic shapes and that. Yeah, I think I got more to remove on these, but you get the point. It does work. I have to say I don't like drawing with it as much as like Posca pens because you have to prime this a lot more as you're going along than I have with any pens that needed priming. But, oh, you know, it said it came with a second nib. It's right here. Dough. Okay. So it does come with a second nib. It works. It does what it's supposed to do. As far as doing a fine drawing with it, I don't know. I'd have to do a lot more practicing before I could do anything fancy or precise with it. But as you can see, it does what it's supposed to do with gel printing and with painting over. This one came out especially nice. As you can see, it works. So, thank you very much for viewing my videos. I hope you try. If you don't try this, try the masking fluid and use a brush with it because that's much more control. You would think this would be more control, but I actually think a nice pointed brush and the jar is more control than this is. But this is more convenient. So, and I don't think this is going to dry up as fast as the jars do. And you leave it on its side. You don't store it like this, store it on its side. Thank you very much for viewing my video. Please put a like if you like my videos. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when they come out. They usually come out on Wednesday and Sunday. Usually, I'm not promising anything. But I do 2 a week. Sometimes I'm a little late, but forgive me. Thank you very much, and you have a lovely, lovely day.